Hello folks, this is First Impressions with Demitri here instead of Mike, and we're going to be talking about God of War. God of War is the fourth installment of the Santa Monica Studios God of War series. This time following, instead of just Kratos, we're following Kratos and the boy, as they both go on an adventure to spread his mother's ashes. This game is a third-person hack-and-slash adventure game, traveling through Norse mythology in its own Santa Monica kooky way. So, be expected for some of the tropes of gods being dicks, gods not being what you expect, and a lot of twists and turns. The game is very fun. It is, if you've never played a God of War game, this is the first game to jump into. Following the adventure of Kratos as he has matured from his kill, hump, and god murdering days to trying to be a father of some kind to the boy is very beautiful, and it's very well paced out. You get a sense of wonderment and joy seeing these old Norse gods being affected by Kratos in some way, shape, or form. One of the positive things I can say about the game is the boy. The boy is probably one of the most positive things to happen to Kratos. Kratos was very standard issue. He's what you always expected. I kill, I keep moving on. But with the boy being there, you see him try to be a father figure to this kid, being that it is his own son, but also wondering why there's things that he hides from the boy. Very much so that you're wondering why is he hiding these things, and why does he tell the truth, and seeing how it builds up throughout the entire story. Another thing is the graphics. From the very first scene you set foot into this world, you see the snow effects as you're walking through. Kratos' musculature is very well detailed. Even his beard is amazingly detailed, where you can tell down to the hairs, individual hairs coming out of his chin. Another thing is, as I pointed out earlier, Kratos' evolution. He's a very much more non-angry person, trying to keep that anger controlled, not trying to lash out as much as he used to, or sacrifice people as he used to. It's very fun and very minute at the same time. But there are issues with the game. Coming into this game, if you're coming off the old God of War games, it is very sluggish. It is much slower and methodical, and even I get into the trappings of, I feel like this is the original God of War, and I start bashing the buttons, trying to pull off these epic combos, only to realize Kratos is much more slower than before. He's much more stiffer in his movements. Even switching from weapons is kind of a hassle coming back to this, as they're no longer mapped to your face buttons, but to your shoulders. So learning to try and use it is going to be a little bit of a difficulty, at least if you're coming off the original God of Wars. Another issue is the leveling system. This game was built to have a little bit of an RPG element to it, but it's completely just derailed. It's stiff, it's terrible in my opinion. It's all based on your gear, how it's leveled, all that kind of stuff, and it's really frustrating sometimes not knowing where you're going. Another issue is side quests. And not side quests in general, but side quests difficulty. The issue with side quests is that you have a lot of issues involving, you'll go on a quest, you won't know what level it is until you get into that quest, and then you just start getting curb stomped. You'll get stomped hard and not even know. They don't tell you, they don't give you a warning, it's just, you walk in and it's just, how's your day going? One shot dead. Only for you to realize, this goes back to your leveling system of, you're lower leveled, you're extremely lower leveled, you don't know what works with what. And it becomes a very terrible issue. But, for everything that's bad about it, there's so much good about it. From how, again, I'll reiterate, the story. It's really solid. More solid than I was expecting from a game like this, and especially nowadays. You get what feels like a combative story between a father-son trying to learn to deal with each other, but not understanding how to deal with each other. Kratos comes from his Greek mythology, being a warrior, being a Spartan, and always hiding his emotion. Whereas the boy is enthusiastic. He wants to learn more. He wants to know, why are these things going on? Why is the world like this? And figure out what relationship he has with his father. And more so than not, you see that they eventually start just butting heads with each other, and it's really well handled. The only thing I can really say in the long run is this is a game that if you're coming into God of War, this is a perfect start. It's a new idea, it's a new IP, it's got new works, it's got new mechanics, and for every negative, it's got a positive. My hopes for the future for this game, though, I want the combat to flow much better and knock it out of the park. I know Santa Monica can knock this game completely out of the park, but that combat is way too sluggish for me and anyone coming from the old games. Another thing is, for all the Norse mythology we get interactions with, there are a lot of characters that they hint at, but they never show. And I want to see more of that. I definitely want to see more of the interactions between Kratos and ex-Norse god that you didn't even think about, where it's like, oh, he's an obscure one, or this god, or things like that. And they tease that, but you just miss that bar. And the ending feels more of it doesn't feel like a solid ending, but feels more like a cliffhanger. So I hope they kind of nail and iron all that out. But that's gonna be me for First Impressions of God of War, and I hope to see you guys soon. Stay salty, my friends. Stay salty.
Fine. My turn. How incredibly disappointing. Come on, then. You bore me. Are you even trying? Yet how to use a shield? Struck a nerve, did I?